Hi, everyone, and welcome to Accounting 322. I am Professor Hardway, and I'm going to be running these asynchronous courses um, for Accounting 322 this semester. Um, I'm going to go ahead and try and quickly run through the syllabus. I don't want to take a whole lot of your guys' time because I know you're watching this video somewhere else, and basically you're just staring at a screen while listening to my voice. So I'll try and get through it pretty quickly, but there are some things I want to make sure that everyone understands. Um, and so I do want to put this up there for all of you guys to see. The two classes are going to be run the same way with the same assignments and uh, same everything. And so the one syllabus is used for both courses. Um, so it's equally applicable to both of you. All right. So this is Accounting 322. It does have a prereq of Accounting 321 and B Core 330. I assume if you're in here that you've met the prereqs. Um, the best way for these classes to get a hold of me is going to be through my email, um, preferably the at mail account. I also have a mix account, and if you email me from eCampus, it's going to send to my mix account. The thing is, I don't check I check my mix account a lot, but not as often. Like it doesn't pop up on my phone and things like that. So if you need a response to something like quickly, then it's best to send it to my at mail email address because it pops up on my phone and stuff if I'm, and as long as I can, I usually at least check, and see what, um, the notification is. And, it gives me the first little part of the email. And if it looks like it's something that you're needing a quick response to, as long as I'm able to, I will certainly try to. So for you guys, the at mail will be the best way to get a hold of me. I am going to have online office hours. I have a synchronous class at 10:30 Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And so I'm going to have online office hours from 9 to 10:15, where basically I'll have to just set up a Zoom session and just basically leave it on. I will make sure that that's set up and ready to go. And then for anyone that's on campus or around campus, from January 13th to March 7th, I will have office hours on Tuesdays and Thursdays after my morning class is over. Starting on March 10th, I've got an 8-week course that runs for 3 hours from noon to 3 o'clock. Or no, runs from 10 to 1 o'clock. And I have a feeling that after that marathon class, I'm probably not going to hang around too long. So I don't know what we'll do about extra hours then, but when we get there, we'll figure it out. Okay. So we do use this text data analytics for accounting third edition by Richardson, Teeter, and Terrell. This is part of the McGraw-Hill First Day Complete program. So if you did not opt out, you will get access to it automatically. If you did opt out, you will still need to go to the bookstore website and purchase the edition because you're going to have access to Connect. Okay, let's see. But yeah, obviously, especially with this being an asynchronous course, um, you're going to have all your homeworks and quizzes are going to be uh, through Connect. You're also going to need to download Tableau. That's the primary data analytics tool that we're going to be using. Um, it is free if you go through the student website. I know a lot of students already have it because other classes use it. Um, but there are links that I've added to eCampus that you can go and get it. Okay. Course learning goals and objectives. These are pretty cut and dry. I'm not going to read all this, off to you guys. You can read it. We are using eCampus Ultra. I have updated to Ultra. This fall, everybody's going to be on Ultra, which is the newest iteration of eCampus. Basically, Blackboard is doing away with the old version. And so it does look a little bit different, but if you poke around a little bit, you'll be able to figure it out. It's pretty straightforward. Um, so this is important. What I'm going to highlight here. This course is not a self-paced course. So even though it's asynchronous, all asynchronous means is that we don't have scheduled meeting times for class. It does not mean that you get to just do the work whenever, and as long as it's done by the end of the semester, then it counts. That's not how the asynchronous works. In this course, we're going to have, basically weekly assignments for the first 9 or 10 weeks of the course, and those will all be submitted through Connect, and they will auto submit at the end of. I think I've got it set up for every Sunday. The stuff that's open auto submits. And so if you haven't done it, then you don't get the credit. So it is asynchronous, but not self-paced. All right. This is split over 2 pages, but there we go. So I want everyone to understand that the Smart Book, or that each chapter that we've included has 2 different ways that you can go and you can learn the material. I have set up Smart Book assignments that are worth 0 points. And then there are also pre-recorded lectures that the book authors have put together for each chapter that is also worth 0 points. The reason they're worth 0 points is because I want you guys to go and, approach the subject matter for the way that works the best for you. If it works for you to read, then go read. If it's better for you to watch the presentation and take notes and look at the PowerPoint presentations as the book authors go through them, then by all means do that. I want you guys to have options, and so that's why I've given you links to both of them on eCampus. So that should be pretty straightforward as far as that goes. All right, homework. 9 homework assignments in Connect. Honestly, they're pretty easy. I think everyone, you get how many attempts? Yeah, homework assignments have unlimited. That's what I thought. Unlimited attempts. So you can go and you can take it multiple times. They're worth up to 10 points. And I feel like in the semester that I've taught this class before, like everyone who does the homework gets all the points because you can do it multiple times and stuff. The main reason that the homework is there is to give you examples to work off of to study for the quizzes, which effectively replace the exams. There are no exams in this class. Now, I've had some people argue that having 9 short quizzes is worse than having 1 or 2 big exams. And maybe it is, but the way I'm looking at it, by having a short quiz on each chapter, the material should be fresh in your mind. You've just gone through it. You've just done the homework. You can study off the homework. And one of the things that I always tell my students, and one of the reasons that I like to use the instructor materials for the presentations and stuff, is you got to remember the same people that wrote the book have written the questions, and those individuals are going to think the same way no matter what. So whenever they're going through the PowerPoint presentations, they are going to highlight the areas that they think are most important. Well, guess what? Whenever they write questions, they're going to write questions about the area that's most important. And so even though they come from big pools of questions, so the likelihood of you having a question on the homework and also having it on the quiz is unlikely. At the same time, they're similar. And so by studying the homework questions, it really should give you a leg up on the quizzes. So, speaking of quizzes, also accessed through eCampus, administered through Connect. They are 10 questions each, worth 1.5 points, and you have 30 minutes for each one. I have given it the option to allow 2 attempts on the quizzes, and you have the same questions on the second attempt. Yeah, I put here, note the quiz questions are taken from a similar but different larger pool of questions in the homework. You do get results back immediately, but you will not be able to see. Whenever I say results, you get your score back immediately. You won't be able to see the solutions until after the quiz due dates. So you can't submit it once, then go through and look up all the answers and submit it again. That doesn't work. It'll that just doesn't, you won't be able to do that. Because it's not going to give you the answers. All right. So I put here, there are no exams, these 9 quizzes. All right. Now the next part, and this isn't my favorite part, but we do have to go through it. There is proctoring turned on for the quizzes. The truth of it is, things have changed a lot in the last few years, and we all know that there are an abundance of AI programs out there that you can use to get the answers to basically anything you want to get the answers to. And we have, unfortunately, within the business school, within the college as a whole, seen an uptick in students using AI sources to help with quizzes and exams and things like that are done online, versus in the classroom. And so that doesn't leave a whole lot of options. I mean, yes, that does violate the student code of ethics, and it's considered academic dishonesty. It could ultimately lead to you being expelled, but it still happens a lot, and we know it happens. So we have to take some measures to try and prevent it as much as we can. So to those ends, we're going to be using quiz proctoring. Connect uses this service Proctorio that if you may have used it before, some of your other professors used it. If not, it's an extension that goes on your browser that whenever you launch a proctored exam or quiz in Connect, it basically pops up and does all these things that will protect the integrity of the quiz. It's similar to Respondus, but I didn't want to use Respondus for this. I like the idea of using the system that's already integrated with Connect. Now, you do have to use either Microsoft Edge or Google Chrome. It says it supports Opera and Brave. Safari is not supported according to their website. So if you're working on a MacBook, you'll need to get one of the other browsers. I've included the link here. If you go to that link, it shows you, the different browsers and gives you download options for the different browsers. And then once you have one that will work, you can click the, add the extension button and you can download it. All right. So what does that, what does the proctoring mean? Well, here's what I've turned on whenever you open up a quiz. So first, access to external websites. It's going to prevent you from being able to navigate to any other websites while the quiz is ongoing. Secondary displays. If you have 2 displays up, make sure that you put the quiz on the display that you want to be using, because it's going to lock your secondary display so that you can't use it. Copy and paste functions won't function, printing won't function, right clicking won't function. You won't be able to download anything from the page, none of those items. And then also, we also are well aware that there are extensions that you can download, programs you can pay for, where you just like highlight your multiple choice questions or whatever, and it uses AI to read the questions and give you back the answer. This program also overrides those programs and prevents them from working. Um, now, let's see. Furthermore, you'd be asked to agree to an integrity statement. I turned the calculator function on, but I try to stay away from problems that like involve calculations in this course. I feel like this isn't the course that we need to do that in. So hopefully you won't need the calculator for any of the quizzes. I put here, please note university computers do not come with Proctorio as a standard application or extension, I guess. So if you need to go use an on-campus computer to take a quiz, you need to reach out to me because I'll have to get a hold of like a computer lab and make sure that we can get computers that have the extension on it, so that you could go to an online one of the labs and take the quiz. All right. So that's the run of the mill work with each chapter, the homeworks and the quizzes. Then you have these things that are called tech labs. And the tech labs are once again through Connect, but they are essentially walkthroughs teaching you how to do different tasks within Tableau. And as part of the walkthroughs, there are questions that you have to answer, and those questions have points attached to them. And so some of them you get the points immediately for because it's like a multiple choice. They're also fill in the blank. I go through and I personally grade all of the big fill in the blank. So it'll ask you like, list 3 questions that you would ask, or, list these things or write a paragraph or whatever. So I go in and I personally grade those and either give you points or not, or, partial points, whatever. And then once I've gone through and graded, then you get the final grade on the homework assignment or on the tech lab assignment. There are a number of questions, because as an instructor, I have a choice to use either Tableau or Excel. And because Excel is used in 321 so heavily, this course focuses just on the Tableau. So that's what you're going to be working with. Again, you'll need to get it downloaded and installed. And I would do that sooner than later because like last semester, there were several students that had problems getting it up and working. We had to go through a bunch of stuff. As a first resort, if you're having problems with it, I would call our computer IT folks. They will be much better at, helping you get it resolved than trying to contact Tableau itself. Now, if it's telling you that there's a key problem where it gives you like the independent key or whatever, now that we'll have to contact Tableau for. But otherwise, try IT services. Lastly, there will be a comprehensive project for Chapter 10. I did the actual project from the book this past semester, and I didn't like it. I am currently remaking the project, making it myself as opposed to using what they have. So you won't find anything online for the project yet, but because things are set to open on a certain schedule, you wouldn't have access to it yet anyway. So I will get that finished and get that posted well before you're actually going to be working on it. All right, last thing, and I know this is taking a little bit longer than I intended to, but the most exciting part of this class is we do a project with the West Virginia State Auditor's Office. And they actually had to pass legislation in the West Virginia State Legislature to allow us to do this. Where it is a unique project that basically no other university anywhere in the country does something like this, where the state auditor's office provides us with actual details of purchasing card activity that they download from um, they're purchasing it, they have a way to download all the transactions. Because these are state purchasing cards, there's a lot of things that they are not allowed to do. Um, and basically, we do this at the end of the semester because you're going to take a lot of the skills that you learned in Tableau and skills you already have from Excel, and you're going to have 2 months worth of data. You're going to work in groups for this one. You're going to have 2 months worth of data that you and your group are going to sort through, and you're going to come up with tests, and you're going to come up with ways to manipulate the data and search and sort and filter and cut and look for transactions that could potentially indicate that fraud may have occurred uh, on, you know, with someone's purchasing card. There have been instances in the past of fraud that actually did get caught by our students here at WVU. Now, obviously, we don't know if they're fraud or not whenever we are done with them, but we provide all these results to the people from the uh, state auditor's office, and then anything that they think needs to be followed up on, they do. We had stuff last semester that they are currently following up on. Now, next thing, I put this in here, and it is very important. You are going to be required to sign a non-disclosure agreement in order to complete this project. You are not allowed to have access to the data if you do not sign a non-disclosure agreement. Now, this isn't, let's be honest, it's not a big deal. Some people don't like signing things just in general. I get that. But at the end of the day, they have to, from a legal perspective, they have to have one of these signed for everybody, to make sure that people aren't going to go and disseminate the information that they have, because there are names and things like that. So they have to protect the state employees. So there is an NDA. Now, one of the other things that I put in here, and I recommended this to the state auditor's office, and they're actually looking into whether or not they need to make this change, is you may not put the data into any kind of AI system. The AI systems retain a lot of the information that you upload. Now, is the likelihood that someone somewhere could ever access the data that you've uploaded into an AI system? Probably not. But that potential is there, and it just isn't safe. And so that is one thing that you unequivocally cannot do, is upload any of the data into an AI system like ChatGPT. Anyway, I will get those NDAs posted soon, and I'll have you guys fill them out sooner than later, just to make sure it's done. And I mean, it's very serious, guys. If you don't sign it, you have to be removed from the class. So you either have to willingly drop, or as a last resort, I can request to have you administratively dropped, because the state auditor's office won't even give me the data until they have a non-disclosure agreement signed by every single student. They won't even give it to me. So it holds up the entire class if you don't have your NDA signed. So again, you got to get it in. If you don't, it could end up causing you to basically be kicked out of the class. All right. Last couple things. This is the points breakdown, how the points tally up for everything. Let's see. Oh, here I already realized this is supposed to be February 28th. Missed that. For midterm grades. Breakdown of the points. And then all the policies. The policies are pretty standard. You've probably seen them on just about every schedule or every syllabus that you've ever gotten. There is one new one. They did add this point number 8 here, the campus carry syllabus statement has been added to our policies. So you may want to go and review that one. Even if you reviewed all the others, you should go look at that one too, just so you're up to date. Now let me undo this. And then last thing, this will also be uploaded in Excel, so you can follow through. But this is basically an outline of what's going to be, which chapters are going to be gone through, in what order, and on what date. And as you can see over here, I have the quiz and the homework and the tech labs, and when they're all due. I could have, they all have the same due dates, so I could have just put one due date. I've always kept everything separated out, so I went ahead and kept it separated out this way. But basically, if you go look on the calendar, all of these dates are going to be the Sunday following. So if you see here, like this is Monday through Friday, January 20th to 24th. So 25th is Saturday, 26th is Sunday. So at 11:59 p.m. on the 26th, everything is due. And you'll see that's carried down all the way through the semester. So that gives you the week and the weekend to get all three things done every week: the homework, the quiz, and the tech lab. So that'll get us through after we come back from spring break. We'll do chapter 9, the last chapter, and then we'll work on the project. And right now, I tentatively have a schedule to be turned in on Sunday, April 6th. I may provide more time if it looks like we're going to need it, but hopefully we won't. After that, we will, at that point, immediately jump into the state auditor's office project. We will go through, and there'll be more videos that I will post related to that of what you're going to be doing. You are going to be working in groups. I will put signups up that you guys can sign up into groups. But that's not going to be until we get closer to the end there. Let's see. And then there will be, so you see here I have WV SAO presentation. We always do a presentation of our findings where the students, get to do a presentation for some of the people from the state auditor's office, and they ask questions and they are interested. They spend a lot of time doing this for us. So I have reached out to Jessica Kirk-Perry, who's my main contact, and they would be willing to do the presentations via a live stream, like over Zoom or something. And since this is an asynchronous class, that may be what we end up doing. That will be one point in time where you will have to be signed on at a specific date and time. But there, you also don't have the opportunity to make presentations like this all that often, so it's worth it. Anyway, we will get to that as we get closer. Otherwise, that's pretty much it, guys. If you have any questions, reach out to me. Again, I will try to respond as quickly as I can. Some of this material is a little dry, but generally you can learn some really interesting stuff, especially if you take, and put some time into it. You've signed up for an asynchronous class, so that tells me that you feel confident in being able to work on your own and follow through on your own. So I really think that we can have a successful semester in this course. That's it. If you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and stop this recording, and I will talk to everyone later. Have a good day.